If your quest for longevity feels overwhelming, here's some good news. It starts with one simple daily habit. MitoPure gummies from Timeline. They're the first ever longevity gummies that ignite mitophagy, your body's natural anti-aging pathway. MitoPure is a clinically validated solution backed by over 15 years of research. MitoPure gummies utilize a powerful compound that redefines what's possible for your longevity. MitoPure produces the first ever urolithin A gummies that support your cellular energy so you feel strong, clear, and vibrant. Boost your cellular energy and enhance muscle strength and endurance, all without changing your diet or exercise routine. As someone who loves to stay active, I've noticed a significant boost in my workouts since I started using it. I feel stronger and more energized, and my recovery time has improved dramatically. Better recovery starts at the cellular level. For more information and to order, just go to timeline.com/Hoffman. Use coupon code Hoffman at checkout for 20% off. That's timeline.com/Hoffman for 20% off MitoPure gummies with code Hoffman.
Welcome to Intelligent Medicine, America's foremost program on health, medicine, and nutrition, featuring the latest on both conventional and alternative therapies. Now, here's Dr. Ronald Hoffman.
Welcome back to Intelligent Medicine. Dr. Ronald Hoffman here. As usual, I'll repeat our number. It's 877-726-8255. That's the way that you get directly into the doctor's office, and you can pose a question that relates to the best of high tech and the best of natural therapies. That's our mission statement here at Intelligent Medicine. So let's hear one of those questions.
I have inclusion body myositis, IBM. My muscles are continually getting worse. Physical therapy seems to have a negative effect. What should I do?
Okay, this condition has the acronym IBM. It stands for inclusion body myositis. And it is a mysterious disease. It's not an extraordinarily rare disease, nor is it a very common disease. It affects thousands of people each year. And it is a condition for which there is no treatment. There are some experimental treatments because it's thought to be autoimmune, but they haven't really panned out. And there's a long-term trial underway utilizing the immunosuppressive but also anti-aging drug rapamycin. Rapamycin is popular among longevity biohackers as a way of extending life. It might actually help to preserve muscle from the devastation of IBM. What happens in inclusion body myositis is that gunk accumulates in the muscle cells. And as a result of that, weakness occurs. And it certainly can affect the skeletal muscles. It can also affect the muscles associated with breathing and the diaphragm and the muscles that are associated with speech. And it is slowly progressive, isn't usually life-threatening, but it can certainly become disabling and debilitating. It may affect one side of the body more than the other. Some people develop swallowing difficulties, and there's no fix for it. It's one of those Humpty Dumpty problems, all the king's horses and all the king's men, you know the rest. And what is recommended is physical therapy to preserve muscle function, but for a lot of people, the physical therapy just tuckers them out, and they feel worse. So I cannot say that I know of a surefire way to address it or prevent it. But I can say that there's some plausibility to doing some of the things that we talked about in a previous segment about urolithin A. Again, there's no evidence scientifically, there's no studies in inclusion body myositis that suggests that urolithin A or MitoPure might help, but things that help to preserve muscle function might be useful here. And therefore, if I were to see a patient with IBM, I would suggest taking urolithin A to preserve the mitochondrial function within muscle. Consider creatine, which actually helps muscle function as well. and do overall things to support the body. Make sure you have adequate levels of critical vitamins, because insufficient amounts of certain micronutrients can affect performance. Again, not a cure, but a way of supporting function. For men, testosterone and androgens might be part of the solution, because they do tend, anabolic steroids are things that bodybuilders and weightlifters take, and we might consider the use of those because they may actually help to preserve strength and muscle function, especially in men who may, unlike women, experience less in the way of side effects of moderate to heavy doses of testosterone. So those are some of the things that I might suggest. Again, it's all tentative because we don't have a surefire cure for IBM, and there's research underway, and hopefully we will arrive at a cure or treatment for it. But so far, only trials, some unsuccessful, have been underway. And we await the results of the rapamycin trial, which should be available soon. Well, folks, here's something that we can agree upon, is that fish oil is beneficial for the body. And you know that feeling that when everything just clicks and your mind is sharp and your mood is steady, your body feels like it's firing on all cylinders. Well, that's that luck. That's what your body is capable of every single day. So I've looked at a lot of fish oil supplements. And why talk about fish oil here? I consider fish oil kind of a Swiss Army knife for overall wellness and performance. But honestly, most of the fish oils I've looked at are mystery sourced, overprocessed, blasted with heat, and packed with synthetic add-ins. But I've come across one that's different. It's Omega-3 Rejuvenate from Big Bold Health. And I start with wild Alaskan salmon and cod, sustainably caught from some of the cleanest waters on the planet. And then it's processed at low temperatures, kind of cold pressed, to preserve what actually matters. We're talking about real omega-3s, naturally occurring vitamins A and D, and pro-resolving mediators, or PRMs, that help your body balance its own immune response. And what does that mean for you? It means clearer thinking. It translates to more stable mood and real nature-based support for your heart and immune system. There are no shortcuts, no synthetic nonsense. And best of all, it was developed by Dr. Jeffrey Bland, a true pioneer in the world of complementary health. And if you haven't caught a recent podcast with him, it's well worth a listen. If you want to feel the difference, go to bigboldhealth.com/Hoffman. That's bigboldhealth.com/Hoffman, and use code Hoffman for 20% off site-wide. Once you feel it, you'll know the difference. All right, this really shows you how far that AI has infiltrated medicine. And this is going to be really creating a firestorm of controversy. CEO of America's largest public hospital system says he's ready to replace radiologists with AI. The chief executive of America's largest public hospital system, who's CEO of New York City Health and Hospitals, right here in New York, says he's ready to replace radiologists with AI. And it's all about cost saving. What they're saying is currently they do use AI. Often radiologists, they have a big volume of, say, mammograms to look at and scans, and they use AI to highlight anomalies or abnormalities. Now, radiologists still are very much involved in looking at images, but this increases their productivity. What they're saying is that they're going to use AI for example, mammograms. And for women who aren't considered high risk, if the test comes back negative, it's only wrong about 3 times out of 10,000, which is not great for the 3 times it's wrong, but overall, pretty darn efficient as human-read mammograms. And so this is the first step, I think, towards utilizing and leveraging AI in a big way that ultimately may replace doctors. Now, this isn't going to mean that radiologists are out of business. What their role will be simply to review those images that are highlighted as problematic by the AI. But the AI will get a first pass. And there's a lot of pushback from this. Some radiologists are saying, here's one, he says, any attempt to implement AI-only reads would immediately result in patient harm and death, and only someone with zero understanding of radiology would say something so naive. But in some sense, they're correct. Hospitals are happy to cut costs, even if it means patient harm, as long as it's legal. So there's going to be a battle royal on many fronts in medicine as AI achieves dominance in initial diagnostic analysis. They'll be reading your biopsies. They'll be reading your histology reports that come back after surgery. They'll be reading medical images, and that may mean a sea change in medicine. And if there's a mistake, who are you going to sue? Are you going to sue the AI company? Because the doctor may not be the one who made the mistake. It's the AI that missed something or even hallucinated, which is known to happen with AI systems. Sometimes they just make it up, like a college freshman who makes something up on their exam. 877-726-8255, our number. This is Intelligent Medicine.
You know that feeling when everything just clicks? Your mind is sharp, your mood is steady, your body feels like it's firing on all cylinders. That's not luck, that's what your body is capable of every single day. Now, I've looked into a lot of fish oil supplements, and honestly, most of them are mystery-sourced, overprocessed, blasted with heat, and packed with synthetic add-ins. But this one is different. Omega-3 Rejuvenate from Big Bold Health starts with wild Alaskan salmon and cod, sustainably caught from some of the cleanest waters on the planet, and then it's processed at low temperatures to preserve what actually matters. We're talking about real omega-3s, naturally occurring vitamins A and D, and pro-resolving mediators, or PRMs, that help your body balance its own immune response. What does that mean for you? Clearer thinking, more stable mood, and real nature-based support for your heart and immune system. No shortcuts, no synthetic nonsense. And it was developed by Dr. Jeffrey Bland, a true pioneer in the world of complementary health. If you want to feel the difference, go to bigboldhealth.com/Hoffman. That's bigboldhealth.com/Hoffman and use code Hoffman for 20% off site-wide. Once you feel it, you'll know.
If your quest for longevity feels overwhelming, here's some good news. It starts with one simple daily habit. MitoPure gummies from Timeline. They're the first ever longevity gummies that ignite mitophagy, your body's natural anti-aging pathway. MitoPure is a clinically validated solution backed by over 15 years of research. MitoPure gummies utilize a powerful compound that redefines what's possible for your longevity. MitoPure produces the first ever urolithin A gummies that support your cellular energy so you feel strong, clear, and vibrant. Boost your cellular energy and enhance muscle strength and endurance, all without changing your diet or exercise routine. As someone who loves to stay active, I've noticed a significant boost in my workouts since I started using it. I feel stronger and more energized, and my recovery time has improved dramatically. Better recovery starts at the cellular level. For more information and to order, just go to timeline.com/Hoffman. Use coupon code Hoffman at checkout for 20% off. That's timeline.com/Hoffman for 20% off MitoPure gummies with code Hoffman.
drhoffman.com, your portal for cutting-edge information on health and nutrition.
Welcome back to Intelligent Medicine. Dr. Ronald Hoffman here. Our number is 877-726-8255. Let's hear another one of those recorded calls.
Hi, my husband suffers from depression, and he's had acute depression since around November. And somehow that psychological problem led to an eating disorder. He's 79 years old. He's been unable to eat for a while now, and he's trying to reintroduce food, but every time he eats something, and he's eating small amounts, he feels sick and nauseous afterwards. So then it leads to him not wanting to eat because he feels sick. Any remedies for this? He's just lost so much weight and he's getting thinner and thinner. And I'd like to know what to do to help him.
Okay, Theo, this is a challenging question because sometimes in medicine we refer to this as the dwindles. Some patients tend to go downhill physically and psychologically, and they lose interest in food. It's a chicken and egg situation because when you have less in the way of adequate nutrition, you're going to have less optimal brain function, and that will feed forward into loss of interest in eating and decreased motivation, and on it goes until you're progressively debilitated. And so the intervention, I think, would have to do with finding out what he's missing. He may be missing critical nutrients which support brain function, especially if he's on a very skimpy diet. Alternatively, he may have, some kind of condition, some hormonal condition, low levels of androgens, which are very motivating for men, low thyroid or low adrenal function, and getting support for that could invigorate his appetite and invigorate his brain. So there's actually, when it comes to eating disorders, there's some interesting evidence that if you can get patients who have anorexia to undertake a ketogenic diet, it's hard to get them to eat altogether, but if they eat and they're already tuned into very restrictive diets, and a ketogenic diet is very restrictive, but if you can get them to eat a ketogenic diet, what it does is it switches brain physiology, and it changes the way that the brain utilizes energy, and has been used in the treatment of various types of psychiatric disorders, bipolar disorder, depression, schizophrenia. Ketogenic diet might be a way of reactivating his brain energy. Of course, there are other supplements that have an impact on brain energy. We can mention, once again, urolithin A, and NT factor. These are things that enhance mitochondrial activity and may be helpful for restoring optimal brain function, which then will help him get the normal signals to take an interest in food again. This is sort of a form of apathy, just a general lack of motivation, lack of brain power that can impact appetite. There may be some digestive component to this. This sometimes happens if there's a hidden cancer in the body. So medical doctors, when confronted with patients like this, will do a search. Is there a cancer somewhere that is sapping the body of energy and causing what's called cancer cachexia, which is a wasting away syndrome that can occur when you have a hidden cancer. Sometimes that's revealed if you do a very comprehensive workup. So he really needs attention because this is a dangerous situation. It's a slippery slide towards decline and vicious cycle. So we want to intervene and make sure that it doesn't get any worse. Folks, our number is 877-726-8255. And a reminder, lots of resources that you can find at drhoffman.com. We've got a great newsletter. We've got podcasts throughout the week. You can find them through your usual podcast purveyor. And we also are on social media. So find us on Facebook and X for timely updates on intelligent medicine. Utilize all the resources there and call us with your questions at 877-726-8255. When we return, we'll take a look at the hazards associated with tattoos. This is Intelligent Medicine.
Have you ever heard someone say that probiotics didn't work for them? Since all probiotics are not the same, the probiotic you choose can make the difference between superior results and no results. Look for an enriched formula containing these 3 key components for best results: probiotics, prebiotics, and postbiotics. A worldwide leader in microbiome health for over 40 years, Dr. Ohhira's Probiotics is an enriched full-spectrum probiotic system fermenting multiple strains of probiotic bacteria and nourishing prebiotics. The result? Transformative postbiotic metabolites that maintain and support the biodiversity of flora in your gut for optimal digestion, gut-brain, and immune health. Dr. Ohhira's, certified vegetarian, free of gluten, allergens, dairy, and GMOs. For a superior probiotic formula, get Dr. Ohhira's probiotics today at Sprouts, Natural Grocers, and other natural health retailers nationwide.
You know that feeling. You're exhausted, but your brain just won't quit. You're staring at the ceiling, watching the clock, dreading the morning. Here's something that actually helps. It's called Kyolic Specialty Series Sleep Mushrooms Plus. And it's unlike anything you've tried before. This isn't some chemical sleep aid that leaves you foggy and dragging the next day. This is a clean botanical formula built around certified organic reishi mushrooms grown on real farms, not in a lab, combined with valerian root to help you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer, L-theanine to quiet that racing mind, and Kyolic Age Garlic Extract, one of the most trusted wellness ingredients available for circulation and stress support. It's vegan, non-GMO, no gluten, no dairy, no artificial anything. Just 2 capsules, 2 hours before bed, and you wake up actually rested, not groggy, not out of it, just refreshed. Kyolic Sleep Mushrooms Plus from Wakanaga. Learn more about this and the entire Kyolic Mushrooms Plus line at kyolic.com. That's KYOLIC.com. Look for Kyolic at natural health stores nationwide and online.
A regular dose of intelligent medicine injected directly into your inbox. Subscribe to Dr. Hoffman's free newsletter. Just go to drhoffman.com.
Back to Intelligent Medicine. Dr. Ronald Hoffman with you, and our number is 877-726-8255. Folks, recently I was in New Zealand, and I was trying to push through after an 18-hour flight and trying to avoid jet lag. So I was in Auckland, New Zealand, and they had a tattoo festival. And I decided to plunk down $25 and go see the tattoos and all the people getting tattoos in this convention center in Auckland, New Zealand, just as a way of averting the desire to conk out and sleep and mess up my circadian rhythm. That's what I try to do when I arrive in a place after a long plane flight. And I was disappointed. I was disappointed because they have fantastic traditional Maori tattoos in New Zealand. They're famous for them, those facial tattoos and body art that is distinctive for the Maori culture. And I walked into the convention center and I saw a bunch of people getting tattoos, but I could have been in any place around the world where people get tattoos because they were tattoos of all manner of things except for the traditional Maori tattoos. For some reason, this is New Zealand. Don't know why that was, but people had their entire body festooned with multicolored tattoos. It was a thing. And I had a concern as I looked at the people getting the tattoos. I felt out of place because I don't have a single tattoo on my body of a voyeur walking around there. Tattoos affect your immune system in ways we're just beginning to understand, according to an article in The Conversation. Growing scientific evidence suggests tattoo inks are not biologically inert. Turns out they're complex chemical mixtures. They contain pigments that give color and liquid carriers that help distribute the ink, plus preservatives to prevent microbial growth because you don't want to introduce an infection, as well as some indeterminate impurities. Many pigments currently in use for tattoos were originally developed for industrial applications such as, get this, car paint, plastics, and printer toner, rather than specifically for injection into the human skin. So it's a big experiment. Some inks contain trace amounts of heavy metals, including nickel, chromium, cobalt, and occasionally lead, although they try to avoid that because that's a known toxin. And the concern is that they may migrate. Because tattooing involves injecting ink deep into the dermis. That's the layer of skin beneath the surface. And the body recognizes these pigment particles as foreign material. And you get these macrophages, which are like little Pac-Man cells that try and take away this foreign material. And where do they go? They go directly to the lymph nodes. And so the dye accumulates in the lymph nodes. And the lymph nodes are designed to provide us with immune defense. They're where the white blood cells gather and process information and are kind of dispatch stations where if you have an infection, they're ready to go. So these tattoos may contain carcinogenic chemicals like polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. And black tattoo, for example, is commonly made from carbon black, which may contain some of the. Well, where do you get carbon black? Well, when you grill, you get carcinogenic compounds from the char called polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. That may be in the tattoos, and that is a concern. A recent study suggests that commonly used tattoo pigments can influence immune activity, trigger inflammation, and even reduce the effectiveness of certain vaccines. So, concern. There's also allergic, inflammatory reactions. You can get granulomas. These reactions can be worsened by sun exposure because the tattoos absorb the sun. It's kind of a high-energy thing and create a reaction. So I'm not a big fan of this craze towards, not just a tattoo here and there, but full arm, sleeves, full body tattooing. That ultimately, that tattoo pigment, where's it going to? It's going to migrate to other places in your body. And, your body is a temple. It should be inviolate. It is not a canvas for artwork. As impressive as it may be for certain cultures like the Maoris, I think we've got potentially a problem years hence as the consequences of this widespread practice come to light. Folks, there's a crucial molecule in your body that helps control everything: your circulation, your energy, your stamina, your heart, even your sharpness of mind. It's called nitric oxide. But after age 40, your body makes less and less of it. There's less blood flow. Nitric oxide is the principle behind Viagra. After all, it improves flow in a certain part of your body, but it improves blood flow throughout your body. And you may experience less stamina and less of you. But now there's N101. It's the nitric oxide lozenge developed by Dr. Nathan Brown. You've heard him here on Intelligent Medicine. He is the world's leading nitric oxide researcher. His product is backed by Nobel Prize-winning science. N101 is designed to naturally restore your body's nitric oxide levels. So just do what I do and let one dissolve in your mouth. I usually take one before a workout, and then I take another one later in the day. I especially make sure to take it before any type of exercise. It goes to work in minutes, releasing nitric oxide directly into your bloodstream, supporting healthy circulation, boosting oxygen delivery to your muscles and brain, and helping you feel the way you're supposed to feel. More energy, better blood flow, sharper focus, day after day. N101, it's the science of you working better. So visit HoffmanNO.com. That's HoffmanNO.com. And a special opportunity for Intelligent Medicine listeners, you can use coupon code Hoffman10 for 10% off N101 at the website HoffmanNO.com. This item, I tend to think of a lot of problems system-wide in the body are related to the gut. So imbalances in intestinal bacteria don't just cause irritable bowel or diarrhea, but they also trigger problems throughout the body, and they may be the basis for autoimmune diseases. We've certainly seen that. New evidence scientists discover hidden gut trigger behind ALS and dementia. They say a hidden culprit in the gut may be driving devastating brain diseases. And this, and of course, we're looking for anything, any handhold that we can get in the treatment and prevention of ALS. But there's also a condition called frontotemporal dementia. Think Bruce Willis, who had trouble remembering his lines and then had trouble speaking at all, and now has been formally diagnosed with frontotemporal dementia. It's different than Alzheimer's disease. It affects more the speech centers, and is a devastating disease, leads to changes in personality, behavior, and language. ALS targets the motor neurons, which causes progressive muscle weakness that leads to paralysis. So, new study published in Cell Reports, they believe that harmful gut bacteria produce inflammatory forms of glycogen, which is a type of sugar, and that these bacterial sugars can trigger an immune response that damages the brain. And how they know this is they studied 23 patients with ALS or frontotemporal dementia. 70% had elevated levels of this harmful glycogen, and when they looked at normal individuals, a small percentage had similar levels. So some people, I guess, have those levels and don't develop those diseases, but it's a strong marker for risk of ALS and frontotemporal dementia. So this, they say the results open the door to new treatments aimed at breaking down these damaging sugars in the digestive system, and suggests that we need to focus more on the microbiome as the source of trouble with a wide variety of health conditions. More and more research is pointing in that direction. 877-726-8255, our number, and this is Intelligent Medicine.
There were many important reasons why I started my FullScript online supplement dispensary. I wanted to offer you the same curated professional-grade supplement brands that I use, the ones I know and trust. I also wanted to ensure that they weren't counterfeit or expired. Recently, I've been hearing more and more about counterfeit or expired products purchased from online retailers. With FullScript, you can be confident your supplements are genuine and they'll arrive with optimal freshness and potency. Also, buying through FullScript offers fast, free shipping, optional refill reminders, and a highly rated mobile app. It's safe, secure, HIPAA compliant, and offers world-class support. Go to drhoffmanstore.com for more information and to start your free FullScript account. You'll get access to the supplements and features you need to help you achieve your wellness goals, including my custom targeted protocols that combine the products I recommend to address specific needs: heart health, immune support, and much more. To get started, just go to drhoffmanstore.com, drhoffmanstore.com. There's a crucial molecule in your body that helps control everything: your circulation, your energy, your stamina, your heart, even your sharpness of mind. It's called nitric oxide. But after age 40, your body makes less and less of it. Less blood flow, less stamina, less of you. But now there's N101, the nitric oxide lozenge developed by Dr. Nathan Bryan, the world's leading nitric oxide researcher backed by Nobel Prize-winning science. N101 is designed to naturally restore your body's nitric oxide levels. Just do what I do and let one dissolve in your mouth twice a day. I especially make sure to take it before workouts. N101 goes to work in minutes, releasing nitric oxide directly into your bloodstream, supporting healthy circulation, boosting oxygen delivery to your muscles and brain, helping you feel the way you're supposed to feel. More energy, better blood flow, sharper focus. Day after day. N101, it's the science of you working better. Visit HoffmanNO.com. That's HoffmanNO.com and use coupon code Hoffman10 for 10% off N101.
Subscribe to the Intelligent Medicine Podcast, updated several times weekly. Go to drhoffman.com.
Welcome back to Intelligent Medicine. 877-726-8255 is the way you get into the doctor's office to pose your questions. Call that number, as did this listener. So let's hear it.
Hello, Dr. Hoffman. My concern is the plastic found in bottle caps, according to Rhonda Patrick, the molecular biologist, is leaching into water that's even in glass containers. What should I use instead as a cap? I've tried rubber stoppers, that I buy at the hardware store, but after a while they smell funky and it tastes funky. So there's something coming off of that too. And she mentioned that she said don't use black utensils. So I'm realizing that the black rubber stoppers are in the same category. Question is, what should I use? I'm putting wax paper and rubber bands to cover my water bottles now. Any other suggestions? Thank you.
Okay, so yeah, this brings up an issue, which is that, and I had one of these things. I had a black plastic spatula, and, it was nicely shaped and had the right size, and I would use it to flip my eggs. And then I became aware that, and this is a new thing, a realization that black plastic utensils often contain toxic flame retardants. Now, why would that be? Well, they're made sometimes from recycled electronics. So, think of your old IBM computer or laptop, usually made of black plastic. And, recycling is kind of a hype because the vast majority of plastic ends up in landfills. But a small percentage, and this is thought to be for environmental purposes, save the planet because we can recycle plastic. It's kind of, I think, a way of greenwashing the plastic industry, is the claim that, we're recycling. We're doing our thing for the planet. But when you recycle from plastic that is treated with chemicals and you put it into cooking utensils, which have direct contact with food, maybe not such a good idea. The law of unintended consequences. So they say these chemicals are associated with cancer, hormone disruption, thyroid disease, and reproductive issues. Experts recommend replacing them with wood, stainless steel, or high-quality silicone. And so, you can't use a wood cork in your bottles, but you can use a high-quality silicone stopper. You can get those, I think. They are available. So what I've tried to do is I went from plastic cutting boards to wood cutting boards. I try to use stainless steel utensils and not plastic utensils, or silicone, because silicone is not recycled, and it is something that is actually relatively non-toxic. So, there's a concern that heat and fat from cooking can cause these plastics to leach harmful toxins into the food. And a study found that over 85% of tested black plastic products, including utensils, contain flame retardants. So, do an audit. Look at your utensils, and if they're black plastic, just chuck them. Just chuck them. It's highly recommended to discard older, degraded black plastic utensils. If possible, avoid using any plastic in high heat cooking environments. And so thanks for highlighting that, because, it is a real concern. And I chucked my black plastic spatula, in favor of other alternatives. Folks, that feeling when you wake up tired. I mean, why you've had a full night's sleep, but you're exhausted, even after a full night's sleep. When you push through your day running on empty, wondering where your energy went. Well, here's something most people don't know, that fatigue may actually be happening inside your cells. It's not a deficiency of caffeine. That's why I've been using NT-factor lipids powder from Nutritional Therapeutics for years. I don't go a day without it. It's based on over 20 years of research, which I find very compelling, as well as a patented process called MLR, membrane lipid replacement, which actually repairs the damaged components of your cell membranes, restoring your cell's ability to produce energy the way they did when you were younger. And in particular, it works on the mitochondria, because the mitochondria have membranes, and those membranes deteriorate as you age. They get ragged. They need replacement. Clinical studies have shown that NT-factor can reduce fatigue by up to 40%, just 1 or 2 scoops a day, which is something that I do. Mix it in a smoothie or sprinkle it on food. and you're giving your body the science of youthful energy. NT Factor Lipids Powder comes in 2 convenient sizes. So for more information and order, just call 800-982-9158, 800-982-9158, or go to ntfactor.com, ntfactor.com for NT Factor Lipids Powder. Okay, they keep telling you, make sure you eat plenty of fresh fruits and vegetables because they are a source, obviously, of potassium and fiber and numerous beneficial polyphenols and carotenoids and vitamin C. But beware, because popular fruits and vegetables can be linked to higher pesticide levels. And they did a study, and unfortunately what they found is the more fresh fruits and vegetables people ate, the higher their pesticide levels were. They did a dietary survey and urine biomonitoring study of over 1,800 participants, and they found that the more fresh fruits and vegetables, including strawberries, spinach, and bell peppers, the more they consumed, the higher their pesticide levels were in their urine than those who mostly consumed lower residue produce. So there are certain produce where it really matters that you focus on organic. Yeah, it's more expensive. It's harder to find. Sometimes it's not available in the winter months. So you got to go with frozen, organic, whatever. But it's preferable to the conventionally grown stuff because, you're dutifully eating lots of fresh fruits and vegetables, but you're bioaccumulating lots and lots of pesticide and herbicide residues. How do you know whether it makes sense to buy organic or, you can just buy conventional? Makes a little difference. Environmental Working Group recommends prioritizing organic purchases for the most contaminated items listed in its Shopper's Guide to Pesticides in Produce. The guide features something that I've told people about, the Dirty Dozen list of produce with the highest pesticide residues detected. And then there's the Clean 15 list of items with the lowest residues where it might pay not to pay extra for organic because it doesn't make that much of a difference. So check it out, ewg.org. Well, thanks very much for joining us. Make sure you take advantage of everything Intelligent Medicine has to offer. We've got podcasts. We've got great newsletter articles. Just go to drhoffman.com and you'll be prompted to enter your email to receive our weekly newsletter. Check out our social media because we're on Facebook and Twitter. And have yourself a safe and healthy weekend. I'm Dr. Ronald Hoffman. Thanks very much for joining us.
There were many important reasons why I started my FullScript online supplement dispensary. I wanted to offer you the same curated professional-grade supplement brands that I use, the ones I know and trust. I also wanted to ensure that they weren't counterfeit or expired. Recently, I've been hearing more and more about counterfeit or expired products purchased from online retailers. With FullScript, you can be confident your supplements are genuine and they'll arrive with optimal freshness and potency. Also, buying through FullScript offers fast, free shipping, optional refill reminders, and a highly rated mobile app. It's safe, secure, HIPAA-compliant, and offers world-class support. Go to drhoffmanstore.com for more information and to start your free FullScript account. You'll get access to the supplements and features you need to help you achieve your wellness goals, including my custom targeted protocols that combine the products I recommend to address specific needs, heart health, immune support, and much more. To get started, just go to drhoffmanstore.com, drhoffmanstore.com.